Hello and welcome back to the left side of reality. This is your host as always, Snow the First. Last time, we dealt with nothing there for way longer than I wanted to deal with nothing there. We got all his suits, all his armor, and then we jumped back in time to day 36 again. This time, well, I guess this time the first thing to say is basically what the plan is for the next few what the plan is for the next few weeks of stream. Because I feel like I've done everything there is to reasonably do in this game to prepare for the end. The real question will then become, will I be ready for the end? So I'm gonna train all my agents as best as I can. I'm going to grab whatever beneficial abnormalities I can get for the end of the run. And if I can't surpass the endgame challenges, basically from day 40 onwards, then I will have no choice but to do a day 1 reset. And you know what? That's fine. That's part of the game experience. It would be goodbye to say goodbye to this entire crew after how long we've had them. But this stream series has been about reaching the end of the game, and especially after all the blood, sweat, and tears I put into it up until now. Oh, why does Misona not have any armor on? Whoops. Well, ain't that a good start? Okay, before we start the stream for real, who's missing their armor? Now would be a good time for my laptop to not battle with me, can we not? Gonna check over everyone one by one. See if... Why does Misona have nothing on? The hell? Well, what did she have on? Did she have on Justita? I don't remember her dying, though. I think she was Justita. Oh yeah, Bella needs to be something that is not light for a daredevil. Probably all-around helper armor, then, since it's a much better version of that. Or maybe I'll put them in... not Mimicry. Mimicry's too much. Crimson Scar, that's what I was thinking. There, Evolved level with pretty good resistances across the board. You can get that. May as well take this chance to do some other armor adjustments along the way. Put you in Frost Splinter then, for the same logic of better version of what you're already wearing. I think I was farming Big Bird with her. That was why. Her attachment's 94. I think I was planning on, like, patching it up. So she could keep it on for just one more day. Just to finish up that attachment. Grindy. Mary could get Mimicry, honestly. There's no reason for her not to get it. And who's the second person that could make use of Mimicry in this area? What do you have on? You have Moonlight. Moonlight's fine. I'm gonna put Misona and the other nothing there then. But then who gets Justita? Okay, we need to do something about the people with bear paws. So who is that? Bear paws is just nothing good at this point. First, we'll figure out armor, then we'll figure out weapons. Your stats are pretty crappy all over the place, but I would say maybe work on patching up attachment first. So, gonna put you in Lamp. You down here. Also pretty crappy stats across the board. I would say actually find something white resistance for you because you have your attachment can be grinded by Night of Despair, so you need more white resistance. Do I have another Frost Splinter? Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Frost Splinter for now to finish patching up your attachment. And maybe your Justice a little. I think everyone else's armor would suit them well for what they're doing. Spore, Gold Rush, Hornet, Crimson Scar. Yeah, I think everyone else down here is fine. Weapons, then. Okay, Mary can get one of the Mimicry since it's just a better version of things she already has. I did have a second Justita, right? Oh, and I don't have anyone wearing Justita. Oh, he needs Justice level 5 is why. You know what? I'll just boost it with law points. I don't want to spend too much time grinding on that. You could use a slight patch up to your attachment, so I'll look into that after. This is freaking expensive, but he's one of our best agents. What do we have law points for, if not for occasions like this? Okay, what else? What else? Who has what? Harvest is fine. Or let's go to evil weapons. I would say replace one of the harvest wielders with a lamp wielder. Owen, because why not? Or wait, I might look for someone better, and if I can't find someone better, then you're never getting anything besides Black's green stem because you have the appropriate ego gift. It's just too busted. Spore, Discord. You have nothing. I need to get you something. I would say something that can easily be replaced. You know what? Life for a Daredevil, just because I can. It's tied to a pet, so it should be easy to replace. No wait, what am I talking about? Old Faith doesn't melt down anymore. Old Faith currently doesn't melt down, so I'm just gonna do that. Galena needs better than this. Is there a better white weapon than this? Or... I'll give you in the name of love and hate. Be a magical girl. Bella over here has Frost Splinter too. She's a hot newbie. Can I give Georgia something better than a Hornet? No, a Hornet might be good because we do need a good mix of ranged and... yeah. I guess the current question right now is who do we give the second mimicry to? Because I kind of don't want to leave both mimicries unfielded, but I'm not sure where to put it. Because everyone has like some kind of super good weapon or other. Maybe London because Gold Rush has that. Yeah, all it needs is 4-2-5. Maybe someone to wield the 4th sword just to have it fielded. Okay, in that case, Joy can take the 4th score. I don't feel like I need to do anything else. So now to actually properly start the day and not accidentally field one of my best agents without armor like I just did. Yeah, probably gonna place some... Oh, that reminds me. What was I gonna say? So, is the plan from here on forward to focus exclusively on expanding one department in the lower layer? Or are we still alternating? There's a saying that goes, ask a stupid question and expect a stupid answer. I actually go by the exact opposite philosophy, that I always ask every question I want to ask, because I want the answer. I want to know the answer for sure, than not know the answer and get caught on the back foot because I didn't know it. That's my life philosophy. Okay, then that means Hakma's next, and we need someone to captain that place. Oh, speaking of Hakma, do we currently not have his boosts because we jumped back? I figured as much. Oh, they remain permanent? I would say today can be about patching up all the weak points that I noted at the beginning, and then we can boost other stuff as we go on. I would say the next memory repo day would probably be the best one to get everyone to their cap stats. Okay, that was Melendez. Summer, your Justice could also use a serious patch-up, but don't want to risk that. I would say you can do your repression training with our dude down here. Okay, Tatiana, you take the buff so that other people can actually work on this. Sorry if I'm not as attentive as usual, and also for the nose blowing. I'm actually recovering from a mild cold. I felt healthy enough to do this, especially since I don't plan for this stream to be very long, but it's still kind of not ideal. Okay, information department. It's time for your agents to lock in. The first order of business is getting everyone's attachment to halfway decent levels to then make increasing the other stats easier. So who boosts what? You have black damage resistance. You go to Big Bird. And you can train with Knight. For you, also high black damage, so I would say actually go to Burrowing Heaven. There was a specific topic I had in mind, but it's currently slipping my mind. I guess we'll have to give myself a minute to think of it. Did anyone down here need to work on attachment? You did. You need just a tiny bit left to patch up. So you... No, your Justice needs bigger health is what it needs. Your shoot's time. And speaking of attachment, even though someone's already worked on Big Bird, I also want to help Jose here. I could do that? The hog newbie down in welfare was there specifically back when welfare could still melt down. Everyone's should be locked. At least I'm pretty sure we did. No, it's not locked. Well, you wouldn't be training with it anyways. But, might have been the memory repo that did it. Well, I am not resetting the day again. Mary, did you have anything in particular you needed to work on? Justice is what you needed to work on. Oh, speaking of justice, there was something else I was thinking about doing. You need justice training. I swear I locked all the wings. I don't know how it got unlocked. The only thing I could think of is the memory repo. Galena, what do I do with you? Your justice desperately needs a patch up. Everything else is. What I'm probably gonna do is train you in insight. Because aside from justice, that's the one you most desperately need right now. I suppose I could also give you tiny little boosts of justice with 1.76. Parker is a generalist, needs a little bit of everything. Doesn't really stand. Oh, you both need attachment badly. It's all instant trainers in this area, though. You're perfect. Well, I haven't sent anyone to Queen of Hatred yet, so London can do that, just for now. I suppose the one positive of having like an absolute glut of attachment trainers is occasions like this. Parker, what's your spread? Kinda neutral to everything. Birmingham. It's kind of funny that the Queen of Hatred's whole thing is believing that she's helping while really not helping. Like, one thing that Queen of Hatred does that I've never really put focus on is at the end of every work, she blows a kiss to heal all the HP and SP that the Nugget working on them lost. And you would think that's a good thing. The problem with that is that stat training increases directly correlated to how much HP and or SP you're missing by the end. Which means getting fully healed actually inhibits your growth. So Queen of Hatred thinks she's helping, but she's not. Ain't that just a thesis for her entire existence? Ugh. Now I'm starting to wish I had an easy mute button I could hit for my mic, but I don't know where it would be on my interface. Lena, did I not send you up here? Or did I only put you to work? I swear I sent you up here. That was weird. Come to think of it, Galena could train in a little bit of everything. Because even though she's super weak to white in her outfit, those bear paw give a success rate to attachment, so Knight of Despair shouldn't mess her up too bad. Purple Dawn. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. Delaney, you keep power leveling your justice. Does my mic mute if I unplug it? Because I might just do that from now on. I guess one thing I could say... Ah, she has the pipe now. Good movement speed and attack speed, but cuts the Apocalypse Bird buff from HP and SP by 5. Is that a fair trade-off? Crap. I've already forgotten what it was I was saying just now. I actually had something to talk about. Yeah, the stat penalty for the yin and yang gift is, like, yeah, Discord, Yin's gift. Does Heaven have a penalty? No, it does not. It's only Yin. And Yin's is very harsh. It's basically the more extreme version of the one we just got. Did anyone hear anything from the past half minute? Oh, that completely threw me off. Good. Now I know that works. Okay, back to the thing we were doing already. And then you can get your chance at repression after the ladies are done. Ladies first. Well, I suppose in other news that happened today that's kind of exciting, Knights of Guinevere had its pilot today. For those not in the know, Knights of Guinevere is the new show by Owl House creator Dana Terrace. And perhaps the immediate thing that's kind of funny about that is that people noticed that the aesthetic of the show was very Disney-esque, and people were wondering if the creator was working out some of her frustrations from how Disney treated the Owl House, and Dana Terrace more or less admitted that yes. Well, it's not that simple. The best way to put it is that Dana Terrace loves her fellow artists all over at Disney, hates the corporation, which I'm sure is a feeling a lot of people can relate to. Yeah. I suppose the best way to describe the show that wouldn't be spoiling is that it's about what the shadow of dreams is the best way to put it. And it's a show I'll certainly be keeping an eye out on. Is there someone I needed to train insight that had... these guys, but their flag resistance is terrible. Oh right, I was doing a thing where I was... Tiffany needs significantly more training, so I might send him up to training. You join this corridor up here with Galena. You desperately need some attachment and insight. London, you keep doing what you were doing. Now I'm starting to think I should have saved this for another day when I was 100% recovered, but I'm already here, I might as well see it through. I guess this would be like the major negative of having streaming as a career. Because say what you will about other jobs, but if you have some kind of emergency that needs to be handled, there are ways to handle it. There are such a thing as sick days. But the thing about streaming is that you are in charge of your own schedule for better or worse. And if you did make a career out of it, you no longer can take days off like you used to. Any days you're not streaming is kind of screwing you over, even if it would be for understandable reasons like being sick. Okay, Tiffany, let's get those stats to something less pathetic looking. A lot of agents are very good, some fell behind. Speaking of terrific indie animated series, I suppose if there's one thought I had recently, it's about Jax from the Amazing Digital Circus, because the most recent episode of Amazing Digital Circus has sparked a lot of discussion about him, but especially a lot of discussion about how people view him. And the thing is, Jax was always a divisive character because let's not put too fine a point on it, kind of terrible. He's always the instigator, always causing mayhem for seemingly no other reason than his own amusement. And the episode implies that a big reason for his attitude is that he's coping. He's coping with the situation same as everyone else. But the crux of the debate around Jax is the idea that him coping with the situation is all well and good, but it really shouldn't justify how much pain and suffering Jax has caused people over the course of the show, because he has caused a lot of it. The thing is that the thing it especially centers on is that more often than not, what Jax spends a lot of his time doing is relentlessly bullying Ragatha and or Gangle, characters who on their own are usually doing nothing to him, or in the case of Ragatha is trying to be nice to him. Ragatha has her own ball of issues, but she can have her own conversation about it. But yeah, the fact that he just visits pain and suffering on people that usually are not wronging him in any ways, to the point where the most recent episode shows that Gangle's legitimately traumatized about the idea that Jax will just come and ruin her day because it's Jax. And it gets to where my point of view is that I understand that Jax has layers to his character, and that we'll probably learn more about as the show reaches its climax, as it were. But even then, screw him for all the wrong he's done. Okay, we're about to get hit by a dawn, but it shouldn't be anything we can't handle. For this next cycle, I might focus a bit on information. There we go. Okay, Jose can take care of this lickety-split. You can take care of this lickety-split. Kiana can do this. Oh, Misona's already doing one in the disciplinary corridor. I know I should do that, I just always forget. Emilia, do your thing. Oh, speaking of things I forgot to do, god damn it. Boy, am I glad I have long-range weapons. I feel like we should be done by now. What's the holdup? Oh, we are. I suppose the other thing I'll say about Jax is that one of the layers to his character is that if you examine his actions for literally longer than, or if you examine his actions, you will see that he's also just like a hypocrite of the highest order, because his big thing is doing things because they are funny. But the second someone does something even slightly inconvenient to him, he just throws the biggest hissy fit. Like the Random Adventures episode that ended in the baseball game made a point to show just how annoyed Jax got when Zubul did the exact same thing to him that he was doing to her earlier. And it's just kind of like, yep, Jax is that kind of thin-skinned bully. He can dish it out, but he can't take it. God damn this runny nose. This stream has been slowing down because of this. Did you hear what I said after that? Yeah, about how in one of the previous episodes, the baseball game has Zubul do the exact same thing to Jax that he was doing to her earlier, and he gets very mad about it. It just like it's one of those things that literally could not be more clear. Because you want to know just what is going on inside of Jax's head. Like, for better or worse, he makes interesting things happen, and his actions cause questions. And, being a little real here, he has a bit of favor from the creator of the show. I would say he's a character same as everyone else. In the same vein of what I was just saying, the most recent episode about the gun game has the one scene where Jax corners Ragatha in a hallway and she's pretty much screwed. And Ragatha throws an accusation at his face, which Jax doesn't seem to care about much. But then, in a last-ditch attempt to save herself, Ragatha plugged the hole of Jax's gun, and it actually worked and blew up in his face. To which Jax responds by just shooting 20 bullets into Ragatha, looking very furious. And then it makes me wonder, why did that get to you so bad? What is your damage, Jax? That's the kind of thing that gets people talking about Jax, and therefore linger in people's minds. He's very well written in that aspect. I suppose a better way to describe it is that... How would I describe that? Oh, you need temperaments, you need temperaments bad. Believe it or not, when it comes to characters I really like in Digital Circus, one I would personally rate quite high would actually be Zubul. And I actually didn't expect that back when the show first started, because Zubul's thing is apathy. Like, they don't care. They don't seem to care about much of anything. and in the first couple of episodes tend to be absent a lot because they just do not want to be bothered. So that makes it harder to get attached to her, to Zubul as a character. Then Zubul starts getting prominent starting in the fast food episode. And it shows that Zubul actually cares a lot about everyone and shows it in their own unique way, but especially Gangle. And it's like, when Zubul puts their mind to it, they're actually very, very good. And there's also the very funny dynamic where Zubul just seems to be doing their hardest to wind up Kane for whatever reason. Like, I don't know what Zubul's game plan is in poking the bear that is the AI controlling everything, but I want to see where it goes. It's kind of like, I don't understand the method to your madness here, but I am watching with great interest. No, that's the funny thing. It was Zubul that said that. Zubul's like, we're only okay because Kane likes us, tread carefully. And then Zubul does the opposite of treading carefully. It's kind of like, you're a smart person, Zubul. What are you doing here? Hang on, I'm gonna... I feel like the saving grace for Kinger in particular is that they dedicated an episode to establishing. They dedicated an entirely separate episode to show what else Kinger can fall on. It actually gets to the point where people don't see Kinger as the comic relief character. They see him as the therapist to everyone. Okay, we're almost at the next cycle already. I have things to say about Ragatha. Oh, what the? My charger's been a bit on the fritz lately, and I don't like it. Oh, they did not have that before. They very much did not have that before. Well, that's gonna help a little bit. What can I do to take over the day? I feel like I've done every bit of training I could want to do. Well, when in doubt, just kind of train these goobers up here. What's your justice? Your justice is terrible. And Punishing Bird broke out. Yeah, I would say once we hit 5, we're done. And now I have to mute again. Okay, so, Ragatha. She is in an interesting position where, at the very beginning of the show, she was quickly established as being the nice one. The character who's unconditionally friendly to just about everyone except Jax. And you can understand that last bit because, well, Jax. But as the show goes on, the layers on her actually start to peel away. And it seems like yeah, how do I put this? What Jax said about archetypes is the very issue that Ragatha has been having, because Ragatha pegged herself as the nice one, and so she does her best to be nice to everyone at all times, but that begins to do more harm than good to Ragatha. Until, like, literally the most recent episode, Finger is finally able to sit down with Ragatha in a room and get her to maybe start taking care of herself better before she worries about anyone else. of the Amazing Digital Circus. So, this has just been an absolutely scuffed stream. Who else was doing disciplinary with this guy? Georgia. Yeah, Georgia. Okay, repeating the thought I just said. I am not the writer of the Amazing Digital Circus. I don't know what conclusion is planned to be to wrap up the story in a satisfying manner. But speaking of lots of speculation, one that's been happening a lot lately is if any of the characters are going to abstract. And no one knows if it's going to happen or what it would look like, aside from what we saw at the very beginning of the show. But the end of the most recent episode actually put a lot of focus on Jax abstracting. Because it seemed to almost happen for a second there at the end of the episode. No. Yeah, Cosmo gets one word. He did it, he spoke. I think it was pointed out that the merch episodes constitute their own separate little canon, because why not at this point? Okay, finishing my thought. Since abstracting is the same as dying in the Amazing Digital Circus, I can't say I want anyone to die. No, not even Jax. But thinking purely from a writer's perspective, the most recent episode seemed to make a very big point about how even if you want to be there and help people, you should not destroy yourself over it. And I feel like what would be a somber but fitting a cap to Jack's character if they go in that direction is to showcase that Jax is given the chance to better himself and given a chance to make sincere connections like Pomni was trying to do at the end of the last episode. But because he's so dead set in his ways, he keeps isolating himself until he finally abstracts. Like a kind of somber, tragic, this could have been different, but he could not deviate from his path. He could not see a different way. Like I said, I don't know how satisfying that would actually be, but it just kind of feels like that's a direction Jax's character could go, given what we've seen. Of all the ways to fill the time, I was not expecting Amazing Digital Circus. But it is a very good show. I did have some thoughts on Knights of Guinevere too, but I don't want to spoil the pilot too soon. Okay, we're very close to the energy goal for the day, and also very close to the next cycle. So let's wrap up soon. The other thing that got me thinking in this direction, actually, was Jax making a very pointed, almost leaning on the fourth wall comment, rejecting the idea that he's a sad little egg that just needs to be cracked and helped. Like, he very verbally tore down that idea. And it's very fascinating to me that the writers decided to do that. That is definitely the weirdest comment of the episode. Like, also felt like it was leaning on the fourth wall a bit. Like, I remember my thoughts at the time was me hearing that and being like, wait, what? Did they actually just go there? Okay, just fill the energy here and we're out. You know what's another mystery kind of related to that? In the very first scene of the show, when Pomni spawns in, she interrupts everyone doing a theme song. And a question to that is like, why is everyone doing a theme song? To whose benefit? The weird thing is that every so often they tease the idea of the outside world while barely, and then just never do anything besides lightly brush on it. Like in the most recent episode, when everyone was preparing for the gun game, Kane was on his own in a beach chair for a second, and then for like a few seconds, Kane looked over photos of an office building, and pretty much everyone was like, is that gonna be followed up on? And then the answer was no. We're done. It was, which just raises further questions. Okay. 90 temperaments. 90 temperaments. 92. Going from 67 to 88. Nice. Okay. Need to patch up your justice next time. And maybe a little more prudence. 92, 90. $62 to 91. Jesus. Your justice got a big boost. Tiffany got a decent boost all around. Your justice got a big boost. Cool. And your justice is done. Forsaken Murderer. Forsaken Murderer or Clouded Monk, neither of which I'm particularly enthused about. I'm gonna say we extract, because we do have that option now. Red Shoes, Censored, and Schadenfreude. You could get Red Shoes for some instinct training. Schadenfreude is justice, but we already have enough of those. It's not like Censored could break out because Amelia is here, and we have ways of dealing with it. Tempting. So basically, a second Aleph or some He. Okay, we can just skip this. And we open up Records. Records' first abnormality is gonna be an Aleph. Woo. For the time being, who can captain Records? Who did we have? I think we had London captaining that last time. We would need to grind on it a bit. And just for shits and giggles, I would run Pansy through it once or twice, just to see if her face mask got replaced with this. Okay, just so that the game lets me, I'm going to put London in there. But next week, I'm going to figure out who to actually turn into the captain of this area. And then we go from there. We did get some good stuff going for our agents. Well, I'll see you all next week. It was actually pretty fun to talk a lot about Amazing Digital Circus. So, I'll see you all then.